Static methods. What are these static methods? See, a method which you want every object to work with. All object will see this method, like that only. So a static method of a Python class is a method that does not obey the usual convention in which this self, an instance of the class, is the first argument of the method. So if it is having self, that means it is connected to some object or an instance. But static methods are not connected with any object. They are connected to the main class. So it's just like any other function defined in the class, but it is only callable without creating the instance of the class. You don't need any object. You can directly call it through class. So they belong to the class, but they don't use the object self at all. No object or no instance relation. So if you want to declare a static class, just declare the method normally. Just precede it with a built-in static method decorator. We call it as @static method. So good candidate for static method are methods that do not reference the self variable or some instance or object. So we have a class, this test. This is followed by @static method. So now this is a static method. When you want to call it, just take the class name and .display test. It will show you this line. You just have to note that this function display test is not having any self, and neither it is connected to any instance or an object. So this is going to ease the readability of the code. Just you have this static method. You know that this method is this is not dependent on any state of the object. So once you have declared a method to be static, the argument you pass is exactly the argument it receives. There is no self. So static method return the underlying function with no changes at all. The function becomes identically accessible from either of the object. Thousands of objects you make, every object is going to see the same function. For example, you have class test, static method. This is square. This is going to give you test.result as x square. So you say test.square 5. This test.result will be 25. You make test followed by the braces square 6. Again, this is going to give you 36. If you make an object that is t1 and t1.square 2, this is also going to give you 4 square of that.